Good morning, I'm John Geis. I'm here with Rob Steinman, the manager of global sales for Wachs Water Utility Products. Rob, how you doing?
Excellent, John.
Hey buddy, I got a little bit of a problem. I got to get out and show everybody around the country what Wachs does. You got any ideas? Maybe you can give me a hand here.
Road trip.
Road trip.
Let's head out and see Rick Brennan down in the South Central. Let's go up to Chicagoland, demonstrate some of the equipment with Jason Bertrand. Let's go to the Mid-Atlantic, put some equipment in service that's been sold, and do some demonstrations with Venor, and we'll go from there.
All right, I'm in. Where do you want me to go first?
First, we're going to go down to Nashville, Tennessee area. We're going to work with two of the cutting-edge water utilities down there that both own the equipment. They're looking to demonstrate some of the newer stuff.
All right, meet me down there?
I'll be there.
All right, man. I'm here at Consolidated Utility District. Rob, come on in. And you're going to turn Rick Brennan loose on him today.
Turn Rick loose. He's an animal, and he's going to go through some training and show all the ins and outs of our equipment.
All right, let's go get him.
Basically on this particular unit, it's called a VMT1. You have a 200-gallon spoils tank. This is a TM7, which does up to 1,500 foot-pounds of torque. This gives you 13 foot of reach. It's called the ERV 750. It'll do up to 750 foot-pounds of torque. This is a gas engine. It comes in diesel also. This is basically your filter. This is your antifreeze tank. Let's fire up and let's see how it does it. Did it clean it?
Looks cool.
This is the recon controller that will hold all your valves, all your valve information.
Really?
This eliminates all paperwork if you did have paperwork.
I mean, it's smart to have something like it.
Push the green button, then once you let go, it locks in place. That's pretty deep one.
Then you just go down and you'll see how it sets on the station.
I just went ahead and hit my GPS coordinates. So now I'm gonna go to new activity. I'm gonna enter in a valve number. So basically all you do is you hit start. Okay, normal position is open, closed right-handed. The valve's in good shape. Any type of notes you want to make. This is the highest torque we use, was 150. Gives you the start time and end time of the operation. Here's your longitude and latitude. And then this gives you a torque chart. All right, when you hit OK, hit save, that's in here.
Okay, we found a valve here that's paved over, so we're going to take the jackhammer off the hydraulic reel. We're going to bust that asphalt up so we can get on that valve and
exercise the valve. They found, came across the valve that was paved over, so we jackhammered out the pavement, back with the pressure washer, cleaned out all the asphalt around it. We're going to exercise the valve. They don't know if it's open or closed. And then we're going to reset the valve box and lift it up. Cleaning the inside of the valve box. They're utilizing the hydraulic hose reel. Their mapping didn't show this extra valve. We found the other valve after we dug up the existing one that was paved over. Now we're going to exercise it. That's a blow-off valve.
This valve maintenance trailer here, fellas, is the mini ERV 750 trailer. So it's something comparable to the VMT1 and 2 minus the vacuum system. So what we're doing is running a 15 horsepower unit, Kohler engine, gas drive. It's got the quick disconnects and a hydraulic hose reel so you can still run jackhammers. We just drop them. The nice thing about the ERV 750 is everything's hands-free. Once I start exercising this valve, there's no operator intervention, no holding on to handlebars. The Wachs ERV 750 is the only machine that can stop at a preset foot-pounds of torque.
What set Wachs apart from the other guys?
When we demoed, I think, a total of 4 units, and Wachs to me was hands down the better unit. The automated control, I mean, you can pull the ERV around with your hand, you know, you mash the button, pull it around where you need to, put your valve ID in, hit start on your button. This thing automatically, it exercises the valve. This thing actually exercises the valve. The other machines, none of them offer that.
What's going on here today, Rick, and on this cool, crisp day in Middle Tennessee?
Well, what happened was it came to this valve right here. It was actually 15 turns closed. They did not know it. So what they decided to do, they're going to go ahead and flush the hydrant.
He's opening the hydrant. So flushing consists of exercising the valve up and down. When you're exercising a valve, what you want to do is, you know, take the calcification off the gate of that valve. Well, opening the hydrant, making water move, making water flow, actually takes that calcification somewhere. So now they're going to open that valve back up, and you're going to see the significant increase in pressure, which is going to help if there was a fire department and the utility district want full flow.
Right. Everything cool with the download?
Yeah, I'm gonna go transfer the data now. You wanna go see?
Yeah.
So I plugged my Vital Recon up, go to data transfer, I hit start. So I can go here to view my activities for the day. If I need to make a work order and send it out to the rest of the guys in the field, the maintenance department, if I want to see how much torque each one of my valves had, I can animate it, and it'll tell me, actually it shows me the whole time the valve was turning. I can see it here in the office, I can show it to my boss. He sees what time I was there on this valve, and he sees I was exercising this valve, so it's really beneficial to the company to have this. And there we go with all the valves that we have done in the past 6 to 8 months. So.
Well, Coach, that really went well. He really knows his stuff. We were down there cutting pavement and flushing hydrants. Really good.
What Brennan does best is shows the value of the equipment. So he was able to excavate, turn valves, document the information for the water utility. So in turn, he saved that water utility just by that demonstration a lot of money.
And you did some stuff down there with that mini ERV. I was impressed with that. You gonna sell him one of those?
Yeah, that mini, it's a nice tight setup.
Where are you sending me next?
Next, we're going to go out to Virginia, home of the Hokies, the Cavaliers. We're going to see Venora out that way, put some equipment in service, demonstrate some equipment.
All right, I'll see you down there, buddy.
Right on.
All right. We're back. I'm in Fairfax, Virginia with Mark Venor. Mark, how are you?
Hey, John.
Good to see you again, buddy. Hey, we're going over to Fairfax Water. What are you going to do with these guys?
Fairfax Water, we are going to take the VMT1 trailer, we're going to put it in service, we're going to show them how to use it, we're going to give them the ins and outs of the machine, and let them know what some of the really great points of our equipment are.
So they don't know much about the gear. They bought it, but they're ready to go.
Nope, they're ready to go, and they need to be shown exactly what it is that this machine will do for them.
10-4. All right, let's go get them. Want it?
got it.
All right, man, let's
We're
go.
out.
Let's go.
We'll start on the vac. You take this off first. You're gonna go there with this machine, you're gonna cut up the little bit of grass around the service box, put it on the side, fire up the power washer and the vacuum, and you're gonna go through all the motions you need to do to open the hole up big enough to put something down in there, pull the pin, take the box, put a new one in, backfill it with dirt, take the grass, put it back, homeowner doesn't even know you were there. This thing is like when you're at the dentist. You know, you got the one thing in your mouth that's sucking and the other thing that's doing the drilling. The water is doing all the work, cutting, turning everything into a slurry mess, and your action with this is up and down. You can probably get it right over the nut and you can feel it, you know what I mean? You'll know when it's empty. All right, now look, you're done. This is the telescoping valve key. The beauty of this is that you get to put it to whatever height you need, so you can work like a gentleman. 1, 2, 3. Still an easy one-hand, one-man operation to get that. All we do from here is hit the start button. It has programmed in stop points, 50 pounds of torque, 100 pounds, 150, 200. But if you were to use this, like this was an easy gate, it automatically, after the third full turn, lowered itself to 150 pounds of torque to even be more safe. So now the stop points change. Now the stop points at 50, 75, 100, 125, because it's a smaller area, you know what I mean? You're not going all the way up to 200 pounds of torque, which is nice. I mean, if this was out there breaking stuff, we wouldn't be able to sell any, because the goal of the machine is to make sure that you're doing the safest work possible out there. After you start it, you could get out of the trouble zone, you know, where perceived car could crush you, anything could happen. You want to get out of that area, well then hit the start button and feel safe to walk away. If you had this out in a river and you could stand in it with this thing for like up to a half an hour, underwater, scuba gear on. Our rule is called no assumption. We like to run, you don't put in the direction, you don't put in the size of the gate. You know the beauty of this is not that you couldn't go here and race it with a T-wrench, but then let's do 10 more after you race that first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it goes fast, and you believe me, you won't be sweating going like this. If you race with a T-wrench right now, you'd be sweating bullets, and especially in the middle of summer. So now we go back a half, and there you are, done. Up, down. We go back, start at the top, size. We went up to 250 pounds of torque. The beginning time, the end time, latitude, longitude, GPS position, torque chart. Now you save it. So now you're done. Beautiful. All right, man, we're out of here. Good luck.
All right, we're back. Mark, what do you think, man? That was a couple hours. It went pretty good, don't you think?
Oh, hell yeah. I definitely think that Fairfax can see the positive points about the machine, how well it's going to work for them. And just like everybody, I think the more they use it, the more stuff they're going to find they could do with the equipment.
They give you any trouble out there? I mean, I
They
didn't.
always give you a little bit of trouble.
I saw you handle a couple of things, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with the gear.
Oh yeah, they're gonna love it, and you can tell. You know, you always get that point in the demo where their faces light up when they start realizing just how much this equipment's gonna help.
I saw that when you were pushing on when they were on the machine and they started working it themselves. So where are we off to next, bud?
We're off to Hampton Roads in Newport News, Virginia.
How long? How far?
About 2.5 hours down by Virginia Beach.
You driving?
Yeah, always.
Let's go.
Here we go.
All right, my man.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is we'll fire up the vac. We'll give you an idea how the vac and the water goes, and then we'll go to the actual valve operators and we'll use them on a gate so you can see the actual automation side and how the machine, you know, does all the work. Fire up. Here's your controls. You go to vac, you hear how it's catching up, and then all the suction is now coming out at the end. Grab the hose, start working. I'm gonna pull out the water hose. What's nice about these is that they made them retractable. And then this is what you're doing the digging with. She works good. Oh, look at the nice rainbow. Right here from the control panel again. The beauty of this is you're not standing there like some of them submarine style tanks where you gotta open the tank and all the stuff gets all over you. And then the door latch is also open from here. And then when you put it back, you go to down. And then the door latches. and you are ready to roll. There's 2 valve operators on this machine. There's this one that you're going to use most of the time. But then if you're on something crazy hard, I mean, obviously you guys got huge pipe, and you're going to roll out Big Daddy and use him to get the job done. So now we're going to put this bad boy right here. I'm going to turn this part on. Here's where we go back to what I was telling you guys before, the no assumption rule. Any of you guys, go ahead, hit the start button. Just hit it with your finger. I'm from Jersey, I always try to max it out. So see how that just did that? That was a hard spot. I mean, that's as great as it gets right there, because that's what you would have to be doing with a T-wrench. That machine could do that 500 times running that all the way down.
That definitely prevent an accident right there.
If you got stuff back in the woods, they put the arms and these TM7s on little tables, little swivel tables, on the back of track horses and take them back into the woods. There's no need for somebody to be standing here like, oh no, it's going to break it if I'm not here. No. Keeps going to these predetermined spots. So once it hits it, it goes back and works the crud out. That's the thing that Wachs only has. Nobody else has that ability. That's why you get these machines, is for the automation. When I come back the next time, we're going to have valve IDs adhered to the gate you're turning. You'll start building a valve history. You'll have all this information right at your fingertips all the time. It's beautiful.
Now, is there a cool-off period for this thing?
Nah. Just run it out of it. See, this is all the stuff that's adhered to the valve ID. All right, what size it was, the normal position you'd hit, the closed direction. And that's proof that the guys use when they go out and do the bonds and the asset management. If you have records of how your assets, which are your gates, what kind of shape they're in, you get better interest rates. That kind of stuff is what gets the equipment in your hands. Once you guys get all the confidence under your belt and you've used this for a month or two, you guys are going to be like, how the hell did we live without this thing, man?
I mean, it looks like very, very simple.
It is very simple.
All right, we're back from Hampton Roads. Mark, how do you think it went?
I think it went well. Them guys are characters.
Yes,
huh?
they are. Yes, they
Had
are.
a good time, but they definitely saw the value in this equipment. I mean, you want to talk about people lighting up when they saw how well this worked. Those guys are excited. That's why I think that they were the characters that they were.
Yeah, they're turning a lot of valves there too, aren't
Oh,
they?
yeah, you see the size of the pipe in their yard? They got big pipe in their system.
So they're going to put that thing through its paces, and then you'll be back supporting those guys in a matter of days, right? Helping them install their software and making sure they're okay, doing the typical walk stick with the customer thing.
Yes.
All right, man, it was great watching you work. Great job. Thanks
Good
for
time.
All right, bud.
All
Talk
right,
to you.
thank you.
All right, we're back. That went great. Venor's awesome. Where are you sending me next?
Next, we're going to Romeoville, Illinois. We're going to exercise some valves.
All right, I'll see you down there.
Be there.
All right. Yeah, Rob, it's John Geis. Yeah, I know where I'm going. I'm here in Romeoville, Illinois with Jason Bertrand. Jason, how you doing, buddy?
Good, John. How are you?
What are we doing today?
The Village of Romeoville has a 12-inch valve that's stuck for about the last 20 years at their lift station. So they want to try out our VMT and see if we can get her to budge loose.
Wow, so they're thinking about digging it up.
Correct. Right now they're in a situation where they can't turn it by hand, so they're ready to replace it.
Nice. So we get a freebie on this, and you get to save the day.
You got it.
All right, man. You ready to go?
You got it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, they used a power drive, and they came out here in the winter, and the ground was a little covered with snow, so it was slippery. And they had, what, 3 guys on it?
3 guys on it.
3 guys, and it kind of gave them a rise. Now, this is the ERV. It stands for Extended Reach Valve Operator. This goes up to 750 foot-pounds. So we'll swivel this out over the valve. And then from there, we'll use the controller to do the rest.
One thing that there's a concern of is that this will break the valve.
You have to override the program a lot to break a valve, where with your power drive, as long as you can hold it, it's going to go. I'm going to go into where it says New Activity, and from there we'll hit Start and let it do it all. Now from here, I don't know anything about the valve. This is the first time I've come out, so I'm just going to hit Start and let this thing start going through the operation. It's going to go back and forth. It's looking for the path of least resistance. gradually raising the torque. Now it's really going nowhere, so I'm just going to bump it up in a 50 foot-pound increment. Now I'll raise it up again to 300. I'll go up to 350. I'll go to 400, to 450. Now we're at 500. So far we're not getting anywhere. No headway. Go up to 550. Go up to 6. This will max out at 750 foot-pounds of torque, and then you can go up to the TM series. On the trailer, it goes to 1500, and when you mount it on the chassis of a truck, it goes to 2500. Yeah, you'd be real tired by now by either a hand key or the power drive. That's one of the nicer things. I mean, it doesn't get tired or doesn't get frustrated. You just kind of let it do its work. Yeah, we're at 750 now. So we're not getting much at all. And I can go and use the TM if you want to try that. Try and free it up. Trimble Recon controls everything. And now this operates the exact same way, it just has more torque. It still goes through the same cycle. Starting from the bottom again, bringing it all the way up. Now we're at 800. And now what it'll do when it starts to move, it's going to drop the torque automatically. Now we're turning at 15 foot-pounds, where before it took 900 to open it up. No? It's real typical. Everybody always wants to take you to the hard valve because they want to see the machine work. I mean, I do a handful of demos every year where they're ready to dig it up. They've got the backhoe sitting right here and the guys are ready to go. They say, the valve's no good to us. So either turn it or break it. We're ready to get it out. And a lot of the times you can turn it. It's really set up where you can go valve to valve to valve, open them up, clean them out, pressure wash them, put a key on there, exercise it, gather all of your information with your GPS coordinates, and move on. And at the end of the day or the end of the week, you can plug this into a laptop or a PC, and it'll download everything you did.
Well, you saved me about half the cost of this truck right now.
And that's the idea, is I tell most customers, if you can go out and find 10 to 15 valves in your system right now that you don't think you can turn by hand and you are going to replace, and you can turn them all with this, you paid for it.
So if I have a numbering system already, which I do, for all the valves,
you can export that information right into the Vital software and populate it that way. So now we're right back to 0. See, that's the difference. That's what ideally you should be able to do. In an emergency, you can jump out with that hand key and do it. And that's it in a nutshell. Now when you're done, the exercise is done with this. So all we would do is hit our back button. Now I can go through and enter all this information. Size of the valve, normal position, closed direction, the condition of the valve, it's in good shape now. Type of the valve, it's a gate. Shows our number of turns, shows our date, shows our torque. Then when you're done, you just click save, put it back on the machine, push it in, go to your next valve.
awesome.
And you just take your time with something like this. There's no reason to force it. We just saved the valve, and I mean, you could tell me better than I could guess what it would cost to replace it.
See, and then it depends on what we have here. There's not a good bypass. We'd have to bypass everything. That could be anywhere towards 10 grand. I mean, there's a good.
So it could be pretty pricey.
Dollar job here easily.
Yeah. You do the general maintenance on it. Change your oil just like you would on a riding lawnmower. Hit your grease zerks. Make sure you have changed your hydraulic filter, your vac filter. Now, if you do the basic maintenance and take care of it, clean out your vac after you've sucked up your spoils, the thing will run like a top.
Impressive, man.
Good. I'm glad we got it done. That was a good valve. If you don't have any other questions, we'll button it up and get out of your hair.
All right, we're back. We're out in Romeoville. What'd you think, Jason? How do you think it went? It got a little nerve-wracking there for a minute with that valve.
Yeah, but really at the end of the day, it's kind of a typical exercise. You see this a lot where the customer thinks they're taking you to the hardest valve they have out in the system, which is what they tried to do us today. It took us past the maximum torque on the ERV, but we still had plenty left to go on the TM. Actually got to 900 foot-pounds and opened it right up.
So normally they'd have a stuck valve and the ERV 750 would get the job done, but this was a particularly tough one.
Correct. This one, it just sat for a long time and they had refused to touch it. So basically we make the only equipment available that was going to operate this valve.
Well, it was fantastic watching that happen. You predicted you'd turn it and you did, so I appreciate your time. It was great being out in the field with you, and I hope you're going to see, you think you're going to sell that one?
Definitely. I've known Chris Dre, the superintendent, for quite a while. He was really impressed and he wants to get it in his budget right away.
All right, man. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, John.
We're out. All right, Rob, I was down in 3 locations. They were great. Those were very informative. That gear is really great.
It's the best stuff on the market, and it's going to help the water utility solve a lot of problems, as you saw.
Well, do you want me to put up your cell phone number at dinner so they can call you around dinner time, or what do you want to, how do you want to handle that?
Absolutely. I'm available all the time, email, phone, and we'd be more than happy to come and demonstrate this equipment to your utility.
All right, watch this. We're going to put it on the screen for you. Call. Rob will talk to you. Thanks for watching.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's get out of the rain here and take a break.